single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make
TIC Talk with Dr. T, or that's what I'm going to call it. Today I have the pleasure of having on my people can see it. Okay, so if you're there, if you can hear me, definitely press like, hearts, anything, just to make sure that I am live, because it's telling me low network connection. It's always so fun with this going live with the connections nowadays. But yes, my name is Dr. Aura Tovar, and I am going live very soon with an amazing guest, somebody that I had the pleasure of meeting for the first time while speaking on stage at the Pediatric Genesis Talk up in New Jersey a few weeks ago. And she is a superstar. Oh, there she is. Let me bring her on the camera. Oh, yes, if you're there, let us know. Give us post questions if you have any. And we're gonna get started very soon. Say hi, put hearts. This is my Dr. Tovar with my Naked TikTok, and I'm adding my guest. So that should be coming on soon. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I don't have my earphones today. Left them at home. So if you can hear me, put thumbs up, just so I know that you can hear me. And it's trying to add my beautiful guest here, very talented. Like I said, I met her for the first time up oh, thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you. Up on stage, while we were sharing a message, it was a powerful group of women sharing the passion for chiropractic and pediatrics. And yes, children are our future, and definitely are my why I get up and I do on stage, and I do this TikToks, and I bring my son on board, and I practice, and I do mission trips, so many things. Okay, so I tried to add her, and it wasn't successful. So let me see if I can do that again. Is she watching? Let me see. Let me try to add her again. Hopefully she is there. Something's happening. It says connecting. Yay! Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so wonderful to have you here. So, and we were able to. Can everybody hear us? You can put thumbs up if you can hear us both, because we don't have our earpieces, and sometimes it gets a little muffled. So, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so as I was saying, I met you for the first time at the pediatrics conference up in New Jersey, and you were amazing. And I know you have an amazing following, and you have a passion. So for those people that don't know you, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in practice, where you're from?
Sure. I'm from Norfolk, Nebraska, which is where I currently practice. I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm a second generation chiropractor. I graduated from Palmer College in Iowa in February of 2009. So it's almost been 10 years, which is crazy. I'm married with 2 babies. Well, they're not so little anymore. They're 7 and 3, but they're still babies to me. And I try to treat my patients like I do my children. You know, they have a piece of my heart. What advice my husband and I use for my children to keep them healthy, I use that for my patients, and just have fun.
Oh, I think that's so key. I always say I want for you the same thing I want for my children. And honestly, those are the two people I love the most in this world. So I wish, and just like my son has been in a couple of lives with me, and he says, I wish everybody was, had parents like you, and this is the life they got. But not most of my peers in high school are not getting this kind of life. So that's one of my fuels to keep on going, because I wish upon all the children the same thing that my kids get to have. And I'm sure that's your case too. What would you say? I know you said you've been 9 years in practice, right?
Yeah.
What would you say has been your biggest win in practice, or since you've been a chiropractor, and your biggest, flaw or your biggest failure, which we call it, but we know there's no such a thing as failures. But what would you
Sure.
say is the biggest win you would like to share, or the biggest setback you want to share with our audience?
One of my favorite wins, it's always how well and how fast a patient responds is how I see my biggest wins. So the youngest baby I've ever checked was 4 hours old, and it was super tiny. And it was a little early on in practice. So I was a little nervous, but you know, I knew what I was doing, you could say. And the baby was breathing weird. It was like, and I checked him and I applied a little tiny pressure to the atlas, and the baby goes, 4 hours old. So, I mean, you take babies that are in the ICU for numerous reasons, like a lot of the times it's breathing issues. And not saying I can fix everything, but I know I changed a life so early on that time that it just filled up my soul, because that's the purpose of why I do what I do. And as far as failures go, I mean, I would really like to be able to fix everything, you know. I think for me, if you take visit to visit, I always feel like I should have educated more. So to the patient that may not fully grasp what I'm saying, or when they're like, oh, I don't feel good, so I'm not coming in today. And I'm like, that's the reason you should come in. Like, my immune system is probably really good because I come in contact with a lot of people, and not all of them are, you know, healthy. Some of them have disease, have sickness when they come in. And luckily for me and my family, we don't get sick very often. So I guess my biggest failure would be, you know, just to educate more thoroughly every visit.
Well, don't consider that a failure. I always learned, people need, we want to help everybody, but I guess the biggest thing I've learned in practice is that people need one, they want to need to be helped. They need to want to be helped, because we can put
Yeah.
all their energies, and if they don't want to be helped, they're fine, they just want to be stuck. There's not much you can do. You give them all your love, and you did your best, and you let it go. Because sometimes I've seen it a lot, because I do mission trips and I take a lot of students and a lot of doctors that are early in practice, and they feel just such heavy weight because we were not able to educate. And I just felt a little bit of that when you were speaking to me right now. And I was like, yeah, we feel that weight, and we need to release that, because that's just energy that is clogging our space for the people that really want to be helped. So that is, don't consider as a failure. Yes, we do our best, and sometimes it's just, it takes the repetition. And just like I've been in practice for so long, some people might leave, and then they come back and bring their whole family, because something indeed of what you said or what you did stuck in there, and eventually is snapped, and you were able to say, "Whoa, okay, so that doctor was definitely telling the truth. It's time for me to take care of this." So don't underestimate the fact that they don't follow through, because something is always going in there, and if it's not now or later, they will come back for the truth, because the truth is what's going to shine. And I feel more people are awakening to our message. I know you see a lot of kids, and you do these lives in which you educate people on vaccines and the poison. And tell the truth. Where did that start, and what is your, I guess, your why for that passion to keep flowing through no matter what?
Sure. Well, I mean, I grew up not fully vaccinated, so I guess you could say I was just born into it. That's just the life I know. And I just lived in my own little world, in my own little bubble, seeing natural health and its benefits with how I grew up, because I did find it very beneficial. And I'm very glad that I grew up the way I grew up. But the choice to speak out came as my kids got older. They're in school, and in some places, and it's becoming more and more now, you have to be fully vaccinated unless you have a medical exemption, which is also hard to get, to just simply go to school. And if you just talk about us being a free country, it drives me crazy, because those freedoms are being stripped. Those freedoms are not being promoted. We're becoming less and less free. So when the California law SB 277 came into effect, it was about the same time when the Omaha Archdiocese stated that in order for my kid to go to the same high school I went to, the religious exemption, which we have in Nebraska, would no longer fly, because it's a private school. And it just didn't sit well with me. And it's like, I could not be silent. I just couldn't shut my mouth. And I didn't quite know what to do, but I used the opportunities that I had around me to just say something, because point blank, it's just not okay to take away someone's freedom when it exists already, let alone a freedom that you don't even know about. And so many people are uneducated. So many people, I mean, don't even know the ingredients. You know, why a religious exemption if you're not religious? Like, read the ingredient list, but they don't make it plain as day for you to even know what the ingredients are. So I just have some opinions, but I couldn't just not speak about it, is what it came down to.
Not, and I'm grateful you're speaking about it. I feel everybody should speak about it. Who cares what they're gonna think of you? Anyhow, we're saving lives here. So you know,
Yeah.
something that you say, and even if you're not here to be liked, we're here to like have the patient, because if not, we're telling them they're horrible parents and nobody wants to hear they're killing their children. So we just have to say it in a way that some information gets through. What would you say it is your best tactic or best tip on how to communicate this kind of information with new parents, that it is not, that it is educational to the point without telling them they're horrible human beings for doing that?
Yeah, like I learned early on that your feelings are your feelings and they're your choice, and no one can make you feel anything. You feel the way you feel because that's how you feel. So I never intend to make people feel anything. But when I'm asked about it, I simply just say, oh, we say no thank you to those. And then if they ask why, I'll say, well, because of the ingredients. And then it just opens up a Pandora's box. And it's as simple as, like, when you make chicken soup at home, you know what you put in it. Would you like to put some, genetics of monkeys or genetics of dogs in your chicken soup at home, and let alone eat it? You want to, like, shove it into your bloodstream? No, you probably don't. But if you're uneducated about it, it's just that simple. It's the ingredients that make me say no. And the fact that I choose natural health, they're not natural. So they don't jive with my natural health bubble.
I love that. I love that. I think it's all asking the right questions, because the answers are always within. And if we just ask the right questions and let them think, let them come to their own conclusions. I love that analogy with the chicken soup. I mean, you know, you want to give them something good because your kid is expressing a cold. You make chicken soup, you're going to put poison in it so they can express, they can feel better with their cold. No, I love that idea.
No.
You just have to, I feel like in chiropractic, we just have to find the way to even penetrate more of the population, more children, more parents, more moms group. So this information becomes even more streamlined and is not invasive, because I know I'm guilty. I'm guilty, Kim, of coming across so strong that probably I just push the patient because I'm so passionate, because I know what I know, right? After you know what you know. So what do you think, for us chiropractors or for the audience, what do you think is the one thing that is going to give us more certainty to just say what we need to say, and with authority and conviction, and not be able to rub the people the wrong way? Besides asking the questions, what do you think we're missing in chiropractic to create the conviction and create the certainty that we need in order to be mainstream like we should be?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of chiropractors have doubt, and whether it's because they're starting off fresh or they maybe don't believe it, but, like, miracles happen every day. Like, chiropractic is a secret to most people, and it drives me crazy because if the whole world got adjusted, I know in my deepest of souls that it would make the world a healthier place. So if you live in that certainty and you live and breathe it, which I do every minute, I can't just turn it off. Like, it is what it is and it works. We need to live and stay in our lane and be who we are, because if we try to be friends with other professions and try to be like other professions, we're not being like us. Like, to me, I went to Palmer and I learned the old school, you walk in a room with nothing but your hands and you heal the world, period. Like, that's what we do. We allow communication to be better in someone's system so that they can function better and heal better, period. Like, Do you want to heal better naturally? Try chiropractic. Like, that's all it is. And yeah, people come in for back pain and people come in for whatever. But when they're done off my table, like the reactions are like, oh, I can breathe. Oh, I feel more energetic. Oh, the lights are brighter. Like, you don't know how good it is until you try it. And even if it's been a while and since you've been adjusted, it's like you forget what really good is. And like for me, I've been spoiled with chiropractic since I was really, really tiny before I can even remember. So like now I go 8 days and it's like, oh, I kind of feel a little crabby. Like I don't feel pain. I don't feel anything. But every 8 days or so, I call my friends and I'm like, hey, could you come adjust me? Because I would like to live as subluxation free, as well as functioning as well as humanly possible. Because if you have a symptom, listen to it, which drives me crazy because people don't. But if you don't have a symptom, I mean, you can have a cavity for years before you feel it. You can have cancer growing for years before you feel it. I mean, just because you don't feel it doesn't mean you know what good is. So if chiropractors just focused, in my opinion, back to the basics of what a chiropractic adjustment can do, which is endless, maybe it wouldn't be such a secret to the whole world.
Yeah, I think indeed, wouldn't it be great if you can just get one script and just say it, no matter what else you do in your practice, but just get this one script of what chiropractic is. I love hearing about it. I forgot who it was that it was saying, indeed, we do not have a bone problem. It's not a bone problem. Chiropractic is just a nervous system. You have a brain problem, and we're just clearing that pathway
Right.
so that you can communicate to the rest of the body, and your body can better adapt, hence creating more health for you and your family. So
Yeah.
it's just it's such simple because it sounds so simple, and that's why I guess I love going on mission trips, because chiropractic becomes so simple, right? So simple, so quick, no instruments, no nothing, not even your mouth. It's just opening the mouth of God, and that's it. People sit, people get it, people stand up. No language. It's just, it becomes so beautiful, so pure, and we just have polluted it along the way. And the more I go to seminars and I speak on stage, and I'm like, I wish we could just come together, because people really need us. We don't have time for bickering. We don't have time for, only have time for this kind of conversations, for uniting, for uplifting each other, for collaborating, so we can all shine and reach more people, because that's what I feel is missing. What is the one thing you wish they would have told you right when you came out of school that you can maybe educate some students that might be listening to us, or that you wish to pass down? What kind of knowledge will you pass down to them?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I've grew up being adjusted, so I knew what chiropractic could do, but like as far as being successful and being able to see a lot of people, like for me, the reason why I know that people will come in the door is because of my skill. Like I'm able to find the subluxation, I'm able to correct the subluxation, and then I let the body do the rest. So I found when I came out of school, the confidence is what was lacking, but chiropractic works. So for the students listening, I guess, like make your skill as good as your skill can be, and your skill can only come from your hands, and people will come to see you. So if you focus on that and focus only on making the patient better, they will come in the door.
Yes, your intention. I love that. And for the people saying hi, I know it's been a few people. Hi back. We're having fun here. If you have any questions for us, we still have a few minutes. I could read them to her, and we can get to those, because I love asking just interesting questions. But yes, I think, yeah, and I saw Alejandro say something, that it was like a triangle between your skill, your faith, your philosophy. It all comes together. You have to have the skill to produce the results that chiropractic is famous for, and you have to have the belief, the confidence that it will, no matter what. And yes, I love Dr. Jenna was there too. She definitely said, talk about saving, and we don't get that much when we come out of school about accounting and business savvy. I think they need a little business savvy, because it's not only in opening your doors. You didn't need to spend much less than what you're bringing in, and that I think a lot of students get in so much debt, they don't know that concept yet. So yeah, but your skill, you need to be able to produce the results. And chiropractic is so amazing that it takes so little. Again, intention, having even a simple technique, but master it. So it is that pre-check, adjustment, clear, done, ciao. the patient's body will do what it needs to do. Sometimes intention
Yeah.
is enough that we can throw them down the stairs and they'll get the same adjustment. That's a joke I have with my patients, but it is so amazing that how it works. Is there anything you would like to share that we haven't spoken about? I know I'm a little bit out of time here, but go ahead and just tell the listeners where they can find you, how they can be blessed by your knowledge, or anything else you would like to share with us.
Sure. For anybody who wants to be in contact with me, my website has all the links to everything, drkimthor.com. A lot of times chiropractors write me, I really appreciate you speaking out on the things you speak out about. I don't speak out about it because, and the because drives me crazy, because if you're living this way and doing these things for your children, but you're scared to tell the world and scared to tell your patients, then you're not being fully authentic. And it's impossible in my head to live a full, abundant life with not being authentic. So some people say they're scared of what their friends would think or what their family would think. And some people scared that Child Protective Services would be called on them. But like, you have a choice. You have a freedom of choice to choose natural health, whether it be chiropractic, whether it be not vaccinating your children, whether it be eating organically, or whether it be being a vegetarian. Like, you have that right. You have that choice. And if bad things happen, if people give you grief, you need to be solid enough in your decisions and in your truth that it doesn't affect you. Like when haters came out, you know, and I get messages with F-bombs all the time. You're going to kill babies. You don't know what you're doing. You're not a real doctor, you know, and now it's like, oh, whatever, words, I just delete and block it, you know, but back in the day, the first time you read those, it might affect you. But if you're solid enough in the things you choose, don't let fear take over.
Oh, I think that's so powerful. So if you've been here and if you've enjoyed, definitely like, share with your friends. We are here to serve you. I do this naked TikToks just because I want to unite us and get us. And the more I interview people, the more I know we all want the same thing. And we're all just this world to make a positive difference and to leave a legacy and to be able to bless others with our talents. And so no matter who I speak about, I know that we're all just so alike, that more alike than we're different. And that's why I do these things. And yes, you can always reach me at draura.com, or you can message me through here, and always tell me who you want to hear from, because that's how I bless you with the audience. And I love doing these things. I wish I was getting paid, because I love interviewing like-minded individuals and beautiful women that are just so talented and blessing others. So hi, Cindy. We need to interview her too. All our panel was amazing, wasn't it? I know I did.
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh my God,
it was like goosebumps awesome.
It's just, I love women chiropractors. I love men. I got a call. So thank you so much, Dr. Kim, for being here.
Thank you.
It's been my pleasure. Please like, share, comment. Nice comments, please. Last week we had some weirdos, but hey, you know what? When you get weirdos and hate things, that means you're doing the right thing. So I don't welcome the weirdos, but I embrace it. It's all part of the journey. And I love this journey. Thank you for being my Caro sister in this journey. Love and appreciate you. Thank you for taking time to chat with me. Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day. Ciao.
Bye.